Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. This is Shocktober Volume 7, Devils, Demons, and Deadites. But before we begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe. Most importantly, leave comments below. Let me know what some of the favorite movies are in this genre that you have that I did not include on the list. Now, there's been lots and lots and lots of satanic or demonic movies through the years, and I'm not going to mention some of the biggies like The Exorcist or The Omen or Rosemary's Baby. I'm kind of going with some lesser known movies. Now, some of these are very well known, don't get me wrong. But again, some of these movies just quite honestly don't get the love that they deserve in that particular genre. So that's why I'm going to highlight some of them. All right, so we're going to start right off. We're going to start off with some devil movies. And the first one is Angel Heart, starring Mickey Rourke, Lisa Bonet, and Robert De Niro, spoiler alert, as the devil. This one was directed by Alan Parker. This is more of a psychological thriller type horror movie with a very heavy erotic element thrown in. As a matter of fact, Lisa Bonet, who started off on The Cosby Show, of course, branched off into the spinoff, A Different World, when this movie came out. She was on the first season, and she filmed this movie. And there was so much flack about the sex in this movie that Bill Cosby, of all people, kicked her off the show because he wanted to protect the wholesome Cosby brand. Jump forward 40 years, and we all know what kind of a piece of shit Bill Cosby turned out to be. But Angel Heart, great slow burn movie. It's always been one of my favorites. Then we're going to go to another famous actor portrayal of the devil. And again, this isn't really a horror movie, but we're talking about The Devil's Advocate. This one stars Keanu Reeves, Charlize Theron, and Al Pacino as the devil. And this is more of a black comedy than anything. This one was directed by Taylor Hackford. Again, I wouldn't call this a horror movie, although there are some horror elements involved. And Al Pacino just chews up so much scenery. He should have an eating disorder. He is so over the top in his portrayal of the devil. But Devil's Advocate it's a very entertaining movie. And then we're going to go to Stephen King's Needful Things. This one stars Ed Harris, Bonnie Bedelia, J.T. Walsh, and, spoiler alert, as the devil, Max von Sydow. Again, like Devil's Advocate, this is kind of a black comedy more than anything. It's not really scary at all. But Max von Sydow relishes his role as Leland Gaunt, who basically is the devil. And this particular edition from Kino comes with two versions of the movie, the 2-hour theatrical movie and the 3-hour TV cut, which adds so much more backstory and plot to the movie. Now, again, if you're on the fence about Needful Things, check out that longer cut. I think you would actually enjoy it, because I do. This is one of my favorite Stephen King books, and I really wish that HBO or somebody would do like a limited series and do this story justice, because again, even with the longer version, it's still the Cliff Notes version of the story. But Max von Sydow is definitely worth the price of admission for his portrayal as the devil. Now we're going to switch over to some demon type movies. This one's really under the radar. This one is called Horns. We were just talking about Stephen King. This one is based on a book from his son, Joe Hill. This one is directed by Alexandre Aja, and it stars Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe, in the title role, who basically, his girlfriend gets murdered. Everybody in town thinks it's him, and suddenly he starts growing horns like the devil that nobody can see but him. But they have the power to make people confess their darkest secrets, and he can also manipulate people to do what he wants, the bigger the horns get. Again, this isn't really a scary movie per se. This is also kind of a dark comedy, but hugely enjoyable. And Daniel Radcliffe, this was the first thing I ever saw him in, because I'm not a Harry Potter guy. And he's actually very, very good in this movie. It's not a great movie, but it is definitely entertaining. Much darker in tone, though. is Sinister. Directed by Scott Derrickson and starring Ethan Hawke, James Ransom, and Vincent D'Onofrio, among others. This one was written by C. Robert Cargill, who him and Derrickson also wrote and directed the Doctor Strange movie, the original one. This movie's creepy as hell. It involves a demon called Bagul who appears through home movies. And again, this is an incredibly dark movie. It just is. It's creepy as hell. It didn't scare me. I haven't been scared in a movie in years, but this movie creeped the hell out of me, especially the home movies. If you've never checked out Sinister, check it out. It's really good. The sequel, not so much. I love this one. Fallen, directed by Gregory Knoblet and starring Denzel Washington, John Goodman, James Gandolfini, M. Beth Davids, and the late, great Donald Sutherland. This is a awesome, dark movie. This is about the closest thing to a horror movie Denzel's ever done. And it's really good. I don't want to go into the plot too much if you haven't seen it, but it does have to do with a demon that can change or switch bodies at will and just torments this cop. Great movie filled with excellent performances across the board. If you've never seen Fallen, again, do yourself a favor. Check this movie out. We were talking about The Exorcist earlier, and believe it or not, I'm probably going to lose a lot of subscribers. I don't own Exorcist on Blu-ray or DVD, but I do own Exorcist 3, written and directed by William Peter Blatty, based on his novel Legion, and starring George C. Scott, and in an incredible performance, Brad Dourif. I'm not saying that this is a better movie than The Exorcist, by far. The Exorcist is a masterpiece. I just don't happen to own it. I used to own it on VHS way back in the day. This movie, it's uneven, but it contains, without a doubt, in my opinion anyways, the single best jump scare of the decade, of the 90s. It's just, it comes out of nowhere the first time you see this movie, and it's really effective. And this movie, again, it's not scary so much as just dread-inducing. It's really creepy, and great performances from both of the chief actors. Yeah, Exorcist 3, it's a slow burn. It's worth checking out. We're going to end up with a couple of demon movies here. First, how about Night of the Demons? This is my Scream Factory Steelbook. I also have the sequel. I didn't break it out. And again, this movie's become like a cult classic through the years. It's not my favorite. I more or less got it because of the Steelbook, and I got it at a cheap price, and I really do enjoy the artwork of those Scream Factory Steelbooks. But Night of the Demons is a very entertaining movie. And there's a scene with Linnea Quigley that has really become classic. Has to do with lipstick, if you've never seen it. But yeah, Night of the Demons, like I said, it's not going to win any awards, but it is a very entertaining movie. This movie, on the other hand, is fantastic across the board. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. Starring Jada Pinkett Smith, William Sadler, and in a once-in-a-lifetime career performance, Billy Zane. Billy Zane is the best thing about this movie, and everything's great about this movie. Directed by Ernest Dickerson, who's a very, very talented director. Demon Knight is just absolute batshit bug nuts crazy fun. It is just so much fun. And like I said, Billy Zane puts such an over-the-top performance as the demon. It's just something truly to behold. I absolutely love Demon Knight. We're going to end it on this one. And you knew from the title of the video we were going to include at least one of the Evil Dead movies. This is the original from Sam Raimi, 1981. Didn't get released here in the States until 1983, other than, some festival showings and such. And this spawned an entire franchise that continues to this day. We have 5 theatrical Evil Dead movies and a TV series that ran on Stars for 3 seasons, Ash versus the Evil Dead. And one of these days, I am going to rank all the Evil Dead properties. And most people hold this one number 1. I don't. We'll get to it when we do. But as it is, Evil Dead is an incredible movie. It was a low-budget movie. It put Sam Raimi on the map. It put Bruce Campbell on the map. And again, it's just one of those classic films from the 80s that just stands the test of time to this day. And that's how we're going to end the 7th edition of Shocktober, Devils, Demons, and Deadites. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before we wrap it up, I just want to once again shout out that tonight, which is October 8th, we are doing our live stream, our bi-weekly live stream tonight on Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. It'll be broadcast live on Sean's channel at MovieAssault. And it starts at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be welcoming our 2 special guests this week, Bryan, a.k.a. the Horror Punk, and Dan, a.k.a. Mr. Dan in Horror. And we're going to be talking all things horror with an emphasis on independent horror films. So if that is something that is interesting to you, please tune in at Sean's channel, again, at MovieAssault tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, and join in on the fun. If you don't get a chance to check it out live, please feel free to check out the replay on Sean's channel. I will share that on my channel, and you can also check it out on Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim, and that is at Talking Movies 2024. I will leave all the links below in the description of the channel, and again, I hope to see you there. So I hope everyone is having a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.